worst traits of humanity right here in this parking lot. And where did they learn those traits? I'm going to use a name throughout this video because of this girl's stupidity. Now, I was told how old she is by her. She is 17 years old. And we will refer to her as Taily Tuna because, well, that fat kid that started this whole situation, we're going to show you where the situation started. Now, don't get me wrong, your kids were always screaming racist shit out the window and always screaming shit at me. Fucking parked over there in my vehicle. And of course, they only ask questions that are loaded and condescending. Where'd they learn that from? Now, then, of course, your kids think that joking about raping each other, and you get to listen on my channel to your children being the most disgusting pieces of shit on the planet. They're disgusting. They're revolting. Now, we can't blame this on all the parents. That's not a joke. I have seen culturally in this town that the Hispanic people are far better to me than the white people. A lot of Hispanic children are good to me. Hispanic parents have given their kids money to bring across the street to hand to me. And I'm thankful for that. Now these kids here, I panhandle them. You goddamn right. Your kids are obnoxious little assholes. And who taught them to be that way? Also, we're going to play a video here. That kid who's always calling Taily Tuna. I thought it was Tina Tuna. Someone else corrected me. And by the way, I already knew who this girl was because she's one of the girls down here. The primary one down here screaming like she's being fucking raped. Now, I'm going to start playing this video. I'm going to tell you the name of it too. The name of it is Christian Walked Up Threatening to Kill People. I gave him a cigarette. He continued. This video is from June 12th of 2023. Now in this video, it starts like this. What about that one guy? That's why I stay away from people that do drugs for the most part, and people that drink. This is Christian. He walked up to my vehicle, screaming about gonna kill somebody, and he wanted a cigarette. I started recording. I almost always start recording the moment I see him, just in case he's being like this. I've got it recorded in this parking lot multiple times where he vandalized. Well, if I say no to him, then he'll vandalize the place. He scams me a lot too, but only out of desperation because I need help. But all he cares about is drugs and alcohol. He never keeps his word, never follows through. When he claims he's going to pay it back, I already know he's a junkie. I tell him no. I already know he's not going to pay it back. I give him what he wants so he doesn't demolish your fucking town. I said that's why I stay away from people who do drugs for the most part and people who drink. Excuse me? People who do drugs and people who drink. It's not a matter of judgment, it's a matter of safety.
Sorry. I don't really do that ever. And if I do, I'm not fucking around.
Well, you do.
No, I don't.
Like right now, it's not difficult to tell that you're on one.
a problem or I'm solving it.
And then here's the part where he starts threatening to kill your kids.
Owe me a goddamn backup! Stop acting like it's a goddamn game!
And eventually this will lead to me screaming for help. By the way, I do scream for help. I do. I'm screaming for help because I'm stuck with situations like this.
Your trucks look like children's toys!
I'm sitting in my car.
It's mostly children driving them.
Christian's outside screaming at these kids. He walked up screaming that he was going to kill him, then stopped at my car for a cigarette along the route. You know, I'd say yes because I don't want him to fucking break anything.
Thank you. Yeah.
He also noticed that I couldn't say anything about drugs or alcohol at all because he was going to fucking flip out at me. I couldn't defend myself against Christian if I wanted to. I give a fuck less if he's a user. What I care about is that I am stuck dealing with him here in public. Whether it's legal for him to do those drugs or not, I'm still the one out here on the streets. When it comes to first responders, you fucking parents are goddamn useless. The Hispanic parents in this town, I want to say to you, I'm not including you. I'm not including you or your kids as the shitty excuses for human beings that are doing this shit in this town. I'm not blaming you in the least bit. You have shown me nothing but kindness and humanity. And I'm sorry that I can't thank you in Spanish. Because some of you don't even speak English and you've been great to me. Great. Not good, not nice. Great. Some of you have been absolutely wonderful. Your kids aren't the ones out here being loudmouth pricks. They're not the ones out here being racist. They're not the ones out here targeting homeless people that walk by. And, of course, these kids in this parking lot, Taylor Tuna knows all of them. She knows all their names. She's also one of the people that wanted to take part in gang stalking me the other night. And on several other nights, she's initiated it. So for the most part, I try to ignore her.
Are you tithing?
Christian.
I'll fucking kill you.
God damn it.
I'll fucking kill you for why you done me.
Oh, and by the way, your kids got really fucking antagonistic to him. This is a 23-minute long video.
I'm not real comfortable with people threatening to kill people. I don't give a fuck. They threatened to kill me since I was a fucking child.
Well, I've been assaulted a lot. I had a lot of people threaten to kill me and my friends and family, and it does trigger me. And I have to tell that to everybody, and they do it again and again.
If I threaten people like that,
Where's it at? I know I have one, I just don't see it. You notice I'm remaining calm. You notice I also have to set a stern tone with him. By this point, he's already harmed me and property around me, including property here in this parking lot. In this video, you'll get to hear me talking about your kids. I didn't talk to them, they just drove around my vehicle and fucking screamed shit at me. You can hear in multiple videos before the last 2 months where you get to hear them screaming white power and occasionally the N-word. with the Christian situation here, this literal situation here, on June 12th of this year. Look at all the videos from June 12th of this year. And the 13th, I believe, as well. When I first approached your kids, I'd been trying to avoid them for months. Them cruising around my vehicle over and over and over again, revving up their vehicles as loud as they can every night, screaming racial slurs, and Tina Tuna fucking squealing like she's being fucking raped or murdered every night. Multiple times. I'm the one who gets out and takes a look.
I can track. It's not a team sport. Still took the fucking team to state.
So the kid in my videos, the one who wanted to literally over this situation here, the one that I call the fat kid. I don't know his fucking name. I don't want to know any of their fucking names. Well, unless they did something wrong or they're a witness. In which case, hell yes, I'll get their names. It might even be during that video right there that 3 of them try to retaliate against me for shit the Christian did. Was I screaming that I was going to kill people? No, that was all fucking Christian. And those kids come up on me multiple times that day, trying to fucking puff up like they think they're the Incredible Hulk. And that fat kid is calling him the fat kid mean? Well, you goddamn right it is. But he is the major instigator in that crowd, other than the skinny kid who talks nice and says, well, I give you money. But he doesn't talk nice. He smiles while being a piece of shit up in my face, talking about raping people. All your little bastards do that shit. And I can't call them anything but bastards because obviously they ain't got a daddy raising them. They're being raised by children. They do have access to drugs. They do have access to alcohol. Matter of fact, you can go through my videos and find out which adults are giving them the alcohol if you know whose voices they are. But we got to promote that here, don't we? You're not going to do a damn thing about it. You're fine with your kids getting drunk and hurting people or hurting themselves. And are you down here to stop them from doing that? Are you down here when they're trying to start shit with somebody because they have brown skin? While your kids are trying to instigate fights with people just because of the color of their skin, those Hispanic kids walked by without starting shit, without saying a fucking word to your little bastards. And then they get super antagonistic. If I tell them I don't like the N-word, then they gotta fucking play this little game. Yeah, it's all fucking fun and games to these little fucking shitheads. And that Taily Tuna girl has been a major instigator in a lot of situations. She gets some sort of sick, twisted goddamn kick from it. And yeah, she says the N-word a lot to be antagonistic too. Now, how'd I find out this white girl's last name? Well, I was looking up this supposed miracle worker lady here few weeks back, and she shares the same last name. Amazing how that works. Of course, she also told me her name, and you can hear these youngins in many of my videos screaming at me, yelling across the parking lot for me to go over there. You can hear them literally screaming my name. Sean Schwartz, first and last name. Your kids. Now, if I don't respond, they get louder and scream more times. If that doesn't work, they'll pull up next to my vehicle. I don't want them to fucking do that. You know, I extended a peace offer in there because I knew that the fucking cops wouldn't do their goddamn jobs. And that you weren't going to do a goddamn thing as parents. Now, that fat kid that calls that girl Taily Tuna. Taily Tuna, Taily Tuna. Yeah, he thinks being an obnoxious fucking shithead will give him some popularity and kudos, and he likes to be condescending, and they say, oh, I'm not being condescending. I gave him just a little bit of that fucking treatment back, and his fucking shitter puckered right up. He fucking snapped right to attention and called me on all of it. He didn't like the way that I was treating him, but he knew exactly what I was doing. Because he does it. And so do the rest of these little obnoxious fucking shitheads. Who are the ringleaders of this fucking bullshit? Well, likely that one who likes to smile at me while talking about fucking people in the ass. Now it gets to a point where I'm being sexually harassed and surrounded by a bunch of fucking monkeys. Your children act like fucking primates. And then they want to antagonize with that N-word. It's a big running joke with them. Because I extended a peace offering because the cops wouldn't do a goddamn thing about Christian. They're not going to do a goddamn thing about anything I take to them. They're going to talk over me and tell me to do things I'm not capable of doing. When I say every agency here, I mean every agency here, and these agencies here have sent me to agencies in other fucking counties. You people are fucking useless. Look at all the money you're spending and all the people you've got employed in mental fucking health for them not to do a goddamn thing. The majority of the clientele there at the Health and Human Services are people who are quote-unquote mentally ill, who are trying to turn in fucking crimes committed against them. And instead of doing their jobs as mandated reporters, what do these pieces of shit do? They say they don't know how. They talk in circles around you and say that you're talking in circles. They play head games because they don't want to do their fucking jobs, and it's recorded on my channel. What I needed is a quiet room with some peace and fucking quiet and my goddamn evidence. What I did not need is your obnoxious shitheads being racist fucktards every goddamn night. It's bad enough that they fucking trash the goddamn place, and the majority of that comes from the fat kid. Meanwhile, the skinny kid with the curly hair and the fucking straight and perfect teeth that likes to smile while being an antagonistic fuckhead. Oh, but he'll talk to me nice way the far away from here over at Safeway. He'll give me some change and tell me, oh, he likes me and he's sorry about the other night. And then he will do the same shit because he thinks that that makes him popular. And it does. All of these fucking kids eat it up. I'm not the only homeless person that they have fucking started shit with. Your kids love fucking with homeless people. You fucking pieces of shit. Where did your fucktards learn this? From you fucking fucktards. You want to talk about how hard you work and about how nobody can tell you how to raise your fucking kids? You're not raising your kids. You are fucking children mentally yourselves. You can hear those kids. And now I get that a lot of them are at least 18. There's a couple of them that are 22 or 23 that hang out there nightly. But that fat kid trying to intimidate me and threaten me might even be during this video that fucker does this. And in the last 2 months, you get to hear that fat fucker being a fat fucker, body shaming, fucking making rape jokes, using the N-word. They're antagonistic fucking assholes is what they are. Why the fuck am I protecting your kids? Because they're kids. Because you're not here fucking doing it, and the cops aren't here fucking doing it. The cops just talk around in circles. They won't allow me a quiet fucking place to sit down and write it down when I am fucking harmed. Now, the shit that your kid's engaged in just a couple of days ago, not fucking okay. I shouldn't be stuck in public being victimized by your fucking kids to begin with. And yeah, them maliciously and intentionally engaging in hate crimes against me, yeah, that's pretty fucking significant, you pieces of shit. You're as useless as the goddamn cops. The cops are not first responders. I am. And the time that it would take the cops to fucking get here, I can hobble myself across the fucking parking lot to protect your little fucking shit bricks. Now the screenshot for the front of this video is a different Chris. It's a Chris that I have to be afraid of. And for obvious reasons. If you can't read, I'm sorry. Yeah. Feel better? Oh, here's one.
Fuck. He just threatened my life again. Fucking bullshit.
This is 2 weeks ago. I started the video because he threatened to kill me. He also threatened to assault me. He might not have threatened to kill me in this one. But I wasn't able to get the video started until after he'd done so. Some of the other ones, he does it right in the video. That's at First Christian Church. There's a lot of people who bully me when I try to turn this stuff in and when I try to turn in the police. They want to bully me and act like children when I try to turn in the police. And I have to do it publicly. Otherwise, the police just pretend that I imagined trying to turn these crimes in. Well, it's fucking recorded, motherfuckers. You be as pissed off as you want. The people know what obnoxious little fucking shitheads your fucking turds are. What racist, antagonistic assholes they are. And all that fucking rape bullshit, it ain't fucking funny. I let them know that I'm not alright with that. I also admit straight up, I will fucking panhandle your children. I won't walk up to people and ask them for money, except for your children. Those guys who stand outside of the Safeway and they ask every single person who comes out for spare change. I don't do that. I hold a sign, and if somebody wants to, they can. But out here, yeah, your kids are fucking assholes. Non-stop assholes. Now, some of your kids lied to me and told me they were older than they were. One of them just told me that he's got a birthday happening in well, it's probably about a week away now. He turns 18 in a week. I got another recording where he tells me he's 22. Now, of course, I don't point the camera at those people, do I? No, I keep it pointed at me. You parents can listen to those videos and identify your kids. You can hear which kids are bullying and which kids are antagonizing. Now, that fat kid, that situation with Christian didn't need to happen. It didn't. And that fat kid and the other two kids that walked up with him, that shit didn't need to happen either. And that little fucker who thinks because he gives me change by the Safeway, it's okay for him to be a shithead here. No. Giving me money does not entitle you to fucking abuse me. Now, I'm not sure if you guys noticed, but I abuse people back. Why is it that I'm not abusing these kids? Oh, but wait a second. When they get to that point where it is threatening, yeah, I'll call them all sorts of names in a joking manner, right fucking back at them, while I go back to my fucking vehicle. At the same time, I have to be nice to them, or they'll throw fucking tantrums like you do. Now, this doesn't apply to any of the Hispanic parents that I've met. No offense to any of you Hispanic folks that might be in this town, but I don't see any Hispanic kids out here doing that shit. You get to hear all sorts of racial slurs on my channel, and none of them come from me. Oh, wait. Wait a second. I say honky and whitey and cracker, don't I? I certainly do. You should have taught your children some common fucking decency. I know that when they're screaming at me, if I don't go over there, they're just going to scream louder. And if that doesn't work, they're going to pull up next to my car and start yelling at me. And that's the way it's been for months. They're bored and they just want someone to talk to. Well, there's plenty of you over there acting like idiots. What, if you crave intelligent conversation, yeah, we can do that. If you want to verbally joust with me, well, I'd rather you just left me alone. I also know that these white kids in Tillamook take rejection very harshly. They take after the adults in this town, like Chris Stafford. Just because somebody talks nice doesn't mean they are nice. And just because somebody is nice to you doesn't mean that they're a good person. It doesn't mean that they have good intent. Just because they smile at you doesn't mean they're being fucking nice. Your kids have committed a lot of crimes in this parking lot, and they're petty. Most of them are petty anyway. And a lot of people here try to be understanding because, we were all kids once. All of us, even me. But your kids are literally modern rape culture. Your kids are bullies. They bully en masse. Now, the shit that they have engaged in, especially the day before yesterday, as harshly as they pulled that stuff because they were angry that they were recorded on my YouTube channel doing that shit. Well, you know what? If they weren't doing that shit, they wouldn't have ended up recorded. Plain and fucking simple. Now I'm rolling me a cigarette, and then I'm going to get back to my videos. Now, I told those youngins to tell their parents about me. No joke. It's on my channel. I speak up for a reason because somebody has to. I'm probably going to run out of battery here real shortly, which is the bane of my goddamn existence. The reason that I post up where I'm at is because there's a lot of people I know who are being killed right now. I don't mean literally as we speak. I mean Christine Buhit's dead. Anna Hunka's dead. Rory Jepsen's dead. Some of these people had violent deaths, and some of them just went to sleep. I make sure that the time and date is stamped so that when these people, especially the ones at the highest risk, that would be the junkies who want to play victim. The predators who want to play victim. Oh, and by the way, all of your children here show predatory behaviors. They all come here and congregate for predatory behaviors. To act like animals, like disgusting little monsters. Many of my videos got nothing to do with your fucking kids, and you can hear your kids fucking screaming at me. Now you notice if I go over there right away, they don't let me a whole bunch. You can tell in those videos that they're literally screaming my name. I try to tell them what's going on. I try to tell them the truth of the world that we live in, but they're too busy being antagonistic assholes. Why do I say that shit back? Because they're posturing and bullying. And in order for me to back out of the situation, I gotta try to make them smile and laugh with retarded fucking jokes. Now that Haley Tuna girl liked to engage in using the N-word as well. The other night, they started off the engagement with three different girls, three different voices, yelling the N-word at me because they're angry because they're on YouTube. I didn't want to put them on YouTube. I tried going to the fucking cops for help, and they didn't do shit. I'm stuck living in a goddamn parking lot because your fucking services are goddamn useless. Your fucking police are goddamn useless, and you fucking parents are goddamn useless. Now, again, to any Hispanic parents out there, I'm not bitching at you, and I'm not bitching about your kids. I want to thank you for your kindness and everything that you've done for me, even if you didn't. Thank all of you for not coming up on me being antagonistic assholes. Your kids weren't the ones to start a fucking black on white fight. Or no, brown on white fight. Your kids weren't doing that. No, that was the white kids. The white kids in the town. Now, while some people want to pretend that I'm racist because I don't like BLM, I get to hear how every time I hear that word, I say that word is not okay. I don't like it. I don't like that word. I've been doing that since I was a kid. You have any idea how many black kids beat me up for saying that? I can say that whenever I want, I'm black. My last name is Schwartz. Schwartz means black. Now, for these children to go from using the N-word just to antagonize me to literally screaming those at me as slurs, your children engaged in gang activities, racial hatred of that kind is horrible. I'm not blaming your kids because they're white. I blame your kids because your kids are the ones fucking doing it. Your kids are the ones antagonizing and victimizing people. Your kids. Not the brown kids, not the black kids, and yes, I get the Christian is black. And I get very much that him threatening to kill your kids is definitely a red fucking flag, which is why I started recording it. Between recording it and calling the cops, what do the fucking cops do when I call them? The cops ain't out here protecting your kids. I am. You parents ain't out here protecting your kids. I am. But your kids certainly don't fucking deserve it. Now you can go ahead and be as pissed off as you want, but that Taylor Tuna girl knows the names of all of the people there, and she can go through video by video with you and tell you who it is that's speaking, who it is that's antagonizing. And you parents can thank your lucky stars that for the most part I kept the camera pointed on me, because your kids acted damn fools. When you see their proximity to me when they're saying that shit, you goddamn right I get defensive. Because you're sick, perverted shits think it's all fun and games. I don't want to hear a bunch of fucking rape jokes. They're not fucking jokes. They're sick. What's more disgusting in Tillamook County than the white kids that hang out in this parking lot? They're certainly more disgusting than the addicts, which is really sad. You go back through my videos at McDonald's here too, and Fred Meyer's, and you can hear bigotous assholes. I speak out against the LGBT logo and agenda, but I fight for LGBT rights. I speak out against the BLM agenda, but I fight for black people's rights. I am against the, well, I don't need to go any further with other organizations. I'm sure you get it. Let's see, home. Now, mind you, there's literally thousands of videos. I try to record every moment in time because, well, sometimes you have a Farnsworth threatening to kill you. All right, we'll go to Jamie again because that one will take me to my site and then I can use it to... Because I keep forgetting that this phone isn't actually attached to the account. All right. Well, I'm having to scroll down a bit. Where the fuck is it? All right. This is actually the video I'm recording right now. We'll go to Sean David. We'll go to live videos. Your kids gaslit the fuck out of me. Not that it matters. See, they don't like being recorded, and I don't like being victimized. I shouldn't have to act the way that your children are acting in order for your children to not get hostile. Except it is. It's very hostile. And I don't care how fucking funny they think it is, or how many times that they say, oh, well, you know, we're just trying to have fun. Fuck you. That ain't fun. You think that's fucking fun? Talking about fucking hurting people and killing people and shit like that? Not the way that I talk about it, but talking about you actually doing it. See, here's the thing. I heard so many people talk about how they would hurt people or how they're going to hurt people. I gotta have half of your kids commit on that because they're exhibiting homicidal tendencies. They're talking about how they want to kill people, want to do these things. When you take them to a therapist and the therapist asks, are you thinking about hurting yourself or others? Your children are always thinking about hurting people. Your kids talk about the worst shit in humanity nonstop. Your kids are nasty little trash monsters. And the gaslighting, that's not fucking necessary. Ah, Grayson Spath. This guy wanted to type at me. Are any of you the parent of Grayson Spath? Let's see.
just keep my internet.
Maybe it's this one, Sugar to Drink in Tillamook, Oregon. What's the best way to get around this mess?
What?
What's the best way to get around this mess?
Oh my God! Oh my God! He's talking about poop. That's
And they
poop
do.
talk. Are you
Pretty
talking
much
about
nonstop.
What? I can't take this. Look at my butt.
That kid right there with the squeaky voice. That kid right there is one of the ones who is the most antagonistic about it. He really gets literally up in my bubble. Now, am I allowed to set boundaries here? No, the fuck I'm not. But it wouldn't be this video, because in this one, they're still just being obnoxious little fucking shitheads. Maybe it's this one here. Still youngins here. Hope they go to bed soon. They shouldn't be here. Youngins at Tillamook Sporting Goods destroying furniture. Having to call the cops on the cops. Stalker James Murphy, Toyota. Having to worry about retaliation from Tillamook law enforcement. Jennifer, Tillamook, Oregon. Alright, so it's one of those in between there. Might be this one.
So much for sleep. Those little fuckers got a hold of a megaphone of some sort. So they were screaming me to wake up on their goddamn megaphone. Wouldn't it be nice to get some goddamn sleep?
That's right. They're not just yelling, they're yelling through a fucking megaphone. Yeah.
You're all a bunch of fucking pieces of shit. On the bright side, at least I'm being nice to these little fuckheads instead of running them over or blowing them up.
Yeah,
But
this
what
is
their parents do, I suppose that depends on the parents.
This is part of the gaslighting. This is the second or third video of gaslighting from them. Of them going by and screaming the N-word at me. Like literally calling me the N-word. Your children engaged in hate crimes against me. Racially motivated hate crimes. They also wanted to call me some pretty horrible fucking names. But I'm used to that out of your little bastards. Sorry, I appear to talk over part of the megaphone.
No, back up. Don't put it that way, bud. It's the wrong way. I'm saying back and forth. No, that'll work. That'll work. It's not boiling. This'll work. Come this way.
God, there's so many goddamn videos.
Yeah, there you go. Tolerating them because I don't have a choice in the matter.
Alright, I'm skimming through the video to try to find if this is it or not.
North face, not north face. Never stop exploring. That's what college is for. Never.
Alright, so that's not it. Alright, that wouldn't be it.
Do what? I can't, it's broken. Crack the door just a second. I don't feel comfortable doing that. What's this about?
I got to rename this one. This is about my stalker. Stalked me here from Hood River. See, here's the thing. You don't like somebody, you just call him a stalker. You just call him a rapist. You just call him a chimo. But here's the thing. If I say it, I can back that shit up, motherfuckers. Whereas you throw out false allegations anytime somebody doesn't do what you fucking want. With these youngins in this parking lot, a lot of people are real tolerant of it, but they're assholes. I think it might be later on in this video. Been harassing me. Nobody has helped me to turn this guy in. I am an at-risk and disabled adult. TFCC sends me to Senior and Disability Services. This is a whole series of phone calls. Meanwhile, getting my rights violated by police officers who want to send me to mental health and tell me that it's mental health's job. Or I'm told that I have to turn stuff into an officer's superior, but then their superior comes out and bullies me. Yep. And we got that on my channel a lot. Let's see. But I don't think that's the video. Maybe it's Jennifer, Tillamook, Oregon. No, her name wasn't actually Jennifer, though. Maybe it's in this one. As a result, I'm going to have to use this phone for the map. How did Natalie Bollinger end up dead? Well, I probably recorded the... I'm trying to... At all. Find in specific the part where your kids were... My predators are allowed to get away with it by calling me mentally ill. Now, most of this stuff is recorded inside of my car. I don't want to be around your kids. I also know that they're going to get demanding of attention, the same way that Christian gets demanding of attention. If I don't give it to them, they'll get more and more and increasingly, well, negatively attention-seeking, like that N-word. Why do they call me over? Because they want to fuck with me. They want to fucking be racist little assholes. They want to see if they can antagonize me into fighting with some Mexicans and stupid shit like that. Of my predators. Alright, this ain't it. Let's see if I can get my vehicle up and running. That's one of the problems about having so many videos. Alright, so this young man typed a lot of stuff that I've said time and again. Quite a few of us are usually down with the youngins being here and doing their thing. And, you know, a lot of us grew up in small towns, actual small towns. And yeah, there isn't a whole lot to do. Well, there is. You just, who you hanging out with? Now, can you imagine doing this for literally hours and hours and hours a day? Because this is what you are forced to do. You got to try to go through phones and fucking go through all this evidence and fucking get it turned into the people that it needs to go to. Meanwhile, you're stuck in a fucking vehicle in the fucking parking lot in Tillamook, Oregon. I don't get to sit down and fancy organize it. Now, most of these are just me talking. When I'm jokingly being verbally abusive to your kids, it's because your kids are making me feel uncomfortable with their bullshit. And I'm trying to slide out of there without more bullshit. Meanwhile, that Taily Tuna girl can tell you who all these people are. There are some of them in that group that are adults. They're the ones that I actively seek out to speak with. With them youngins constantly trying to make jokes about rape and humping and all sorts of other stuff. On more than one occasion, in very serious tones, I gave them a couple of shitty jokes and told them, hey, that shit ain't fucking funny. Then they get more antagonistic. So I have to play along and be as much of an asshole as they are in a funny way. You raised predators, plain and simple. You know how much it fucking scared me when one of them youngins was pointing a fucking gun at the other one? I didn't know it was a fucking BB gun. I was hoping it wasn't someone about to get fucking shot. And by the way, that is recorded on my channel. As well as Kyron, he's also on my channel. Because he's the one that ended up with that BB gun. I also spoke with Susan about it. And she thought the same thing I did. That's a good way to get yourself accidentally shot by somebody. But how am I supposed to go through all these videos? I have to record at all points in time, if at all possible. But that also means that there's a lot of footage to go through. You know, it only takes a few seconds to commit a hate crime. And what your children did en masse the other night is commit a hate crime en masse. Because they didn't like the fact that they were recorded being racist fucktards, antagonists, and bullies. And they thought it was funny. Now that fat kid, why do I call him the fat kid? Because he calls that other girl Taily Tuna. Why is it that I don't see the Hispanic kids engaging in that shit here in this parking lot? Why is it that when the Hispanic kids came through here to go to McDonald's, they walked in a group, they marched quietly to where they were going and marched back because they were escorting those girls. They all went over there to get something to eat. Oh, God. Someone calling himself... Oh, that's a good one. This is a twist on words. Another racist asshole getting on my channel. We're taking a screenshot. He calls himself Nate Higgers. And he types, I am a huge fan of your channel. Well, what do we do with people like that? Hide user on this channel. He's gone. I can do that on the internet. I can't do that in real life. Predators on the internet are easy to get rid of. But many of these predators are people in real life in this town. Just like many of the predators in Chapel. Your kids are horrible excuses for human beings, and so are you, plain and simple.